And I had just a couple of ideas. One is, I remember when we were learning the yoga practice, that there actually was a chart in the book saying how to modify the practice for shorter time.
Yeah, they
I
still
think it's
have
already
it.
there.
Yeah, they still have it. Yoga 1, Yoga 2, Yoga 3, Yoga 4. We still do it.
Yeah, so I think it's a structure that we can actually work with. I wanted to say something about my teacher, who has what he's done for us is that he's made yoga. Sorry, my teacher was. I'll start in a minute.
Take a deep breath. What Swamiji used to say, take a deep breath.
And my mother. Our teacher was Bharat Gajjar, Yogi Bharat Gajjar, who came to the United States from India in the 60s, the 1950s or 60s, and he was trained as a scientist. He worked for DuPont. And he came to Delaware. And I think what I want to talk about is the power of one person. He discovered Swami Vishnu. And he said, "You're my guru." And he came, and his wife came. And he started a yoga center in Delaware. And I kind of came in at the end. But he was the first yoga teacher in Delaware, and he set up this tremendously pure teaching, is what it is. And he started out with this little 12-page booklet talking about the principles of yoga. And these booklets evolved into chanting books and books of instructions, and finally books that were just inspired and are now in the book in your boutique. There are at least 3 or 4 of them. Yoga for the Hinduism in the modern world, and a yoga book, and all that kind of thing. And what he did was he simply taught with principles. He taught us so that when we came to, and he must have sent a dozen of us, right? At least a dozen of us have come to TTC. And when we came, we knew the Gajanana, we knew Arati, we knew the chants. And the way he did it was so loving and so sweet that I personally didn't know it until I got here, when I said, "Oh, gee, I know this." And it made it just so home. We had this basic philosophy. And so, even though it wasn't an ashram, it was just a very small center, he actually started all kinds of things in Delaware, and ultimately wound up, writing books and being on television. He had a television program for 10 years, and so this one person has reached thousands and thousands of persons. And what yoga does for me is it informs my whole life. I mean, once we're here, once we've been trained, maybe once we're just touched by the guru, by master, it just informs our whole existence. My friend Sita back there is a teacher, and as she left, whenever she left notes for a substitute, she would write, "Be good, do good" on the board. Simple little things that, I taught French, and while the kids were learning pronunciation, they learned body parts, and then I taught them a relaxation in French. But that kind of stuff just informs the world, and we become, I don't know, maybe magnets, I don't know what the word is, we become channels, I think, to inform others just by our being. And I had one suggestion, one idea for yours. Say again? Well, actually, Sita and I were talking about it. One of the things that Brad had us do once was tribal times, I think, we chanted Om Namo Narayana for 24 hours. We each signed up for an hour, and we would come and finish with one person and stay, and so then you chanted. And we went through an entire day like that. And that would be such a simple thing to do either in the ashram, pick a day, and either in the ashrams around the world, or if we have the reunions, where all of us, or some of us, would go into perhaps the Krishna temple and sign up for our times. And the chanting, I think, would perhaps unify us and elevate us and inspire us. That's all. How are you?
Thank you very much. We'll do it for sure for the next anniversary, or the 50th anniversary of the
Shivananda ashram here, so we'll do it, okay? We generally do it Shivaratri every year. We do it in India, in ashram, and they do it in Rishikesh, as probably you know, since 1942, at the Divine Life Society in Rishikesh, they chant Hare Rama day and night, since 1942, so it's not the Hare Krishna that came up with the idea. Okay, Swami Shivananda started to chant uninterrupted, day and night, 24 hours a day, Hare Rama, right on the very spot where he was assaulted by a person. If you have heard the story of Swami Vishnu, that one night one person tried to kill him, there they had to sit and chant Hare Rama, since any time you go there, now there's someone there chanting. So we'll do it here for next year. That's a very good idea. Thank you very much. Thank you. The lady there, want to say something? This is the last one, okay?
Okay.
Otherwise I'll take it.
And I'll be short.